Today we're going to be back in the shop installing an LED strip light on the rear window glass of the Jeep. So this is the light kit that I got. I got it from Extreme Terrain. The thing that I like about this one is the LED strip isn't just tape with LEDs on it. It has a protective covering over the LEDs. So hopefully that'll help it last a little bit better. Came with some extra wiring, a remote, and it also came with several wire management clips. And then this is the interface for the remote. It has the barrel plugs that just plug in. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use the remote, but we'll see. And then this light is going to be mounted right up here, so that when you lift up the glass, you'll have light shining down into the cargo area and right in front of the bumper. So yeah, we'll get started on that. The first thing we need to do is clean the area that it's going to be mounted. Need to clean this all off with isopropyl alcohol. Make sure we have a clean mounting surface. So we'll do that and we'll get right back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use isopropyl alcohol. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol, and we're just going to clean this whole channel right here. The LED strip actually fits perfect in this little channel or this trim. So we'll go ahead and get that cleaned up. And what we're also going to do is we're going to wipe down all down this side here where the wire management clips will go. Just get that all wiped off so it can dry. It's isopropyl alcohol. It's going to dry like almost instantly. Evaporates very quickly. So next step is going to be very carefully peeling off this double-sided tape, peeling the protective plastic off the double-sided tape and just running it up along here. So I'll do that and we'll get back on it. Now when I run this, I'm not going to peel all of the protective plastic off of the double-sided tape. I'm just going to peel a little bit at a time, starting at this end. I'm going to peel a little bit at a time, peel it back, and then as I'm actually placing it up in here, I'll just keep peeling the plastic off and running it just a little bit, a couple inches at a time. That way I don't have to worry about exposing the entire strip and having the double-sided tape stick to things I don't want it to stick to. So I have it started now. I have the plastic peeled off the small section. I'm just going to use this plastic, I'm going to use it like a tail and just keep pulling it off an inch or so at a time until I get it run all the way across. So you can see as I'm pressing it against the trim piece of the rear window frame, I'm just pulling the red plastic off as I go so that I'm not exposing the entire strip. And there we go. The LED is tucked inside this plastic here and just running all the way across. Just have some blue tape just to hold that wire because I don't want it pulling. I don't want the weight of the wire pulling this off. The double-sided tape seems okay, but we'll have to see how it lasts in the long run. But for now, it's in position. Back up a little bit. Hard to see it there, but so yeah, it's in position, and I want to go ahead and just test it real quick. Okay, so there's a shot with the light on. Looks pretty good. Definitely have to check it at night. So it does work though. It's hard to tell that it's on, but we'll do another shot at night. Okay, so these are the cable management clips that it came with. They're open on opposing ends. So one side's open and the other side's open. And they do not have any adhesive on the back. So the kit came with these pre-cut pieces of that double-sided adhesive, so we'll be putting those on. So before I go any further with this, with the installation, I want to go ahead and get my nylon braided wire protector and get this wire covered up. This is the braided nylon wire protector that I'll be using. It's flat. I think it's about 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. So I'll go ahead and get a piece cut for that and then get it over top of the wire. Okay, so this is where we're at now. I have the nylon braiding over the wire. I have one of the wire retainers here. This is all done. And then just running it down here, another wire retainer. And then I just need to run the rest of the cable that goes from the plug down here. I'll zip tie it to this cable as well, and then we'll just run it along the inside here and over to the side and down, and it'll be right here where the cigarette lighter adapter is for now. Not sure if I'm gonna try to do a different wiring for it, but for now I'll probably just let the wire hang down here and have it tucked in somewhere so I can just grab it and plug it in. Next thing I'm going to do is I will put some of that nylon braiding over the cigarette lighter portion of the wiring. So I'll go ahead and do that. So when you're working with the nylon braiding, you almost always get the issue where the end of it that you're feeding over the wire will start to undo itself. So what I like to do is I like to use a heat shrink. I'll get a piece of heat shrink tubing, and after I trim the excess off right here, I'll just run this heat shrink over it and shrink it down. And here's the end result after you put the heat shrink on it and shrink that down. It just kind of creates a more finished appearance. You could zip tie it, you could tape it with electrical tape, but I just like using the heat shrink tubing. I just think it gives a better overall finished look. This is the other end of the power cable that goes from the cigarette lighter adapter, or the cigarette lighter, up to the LED strip after we have the braided nylon cable shield and have it locked on with shrink tubing. So this is a finished look after the braided shielding is on and a couple of the wire management pieces are on. So now we'll just gather this up here and we'll zip tie it along this existing power cable for the windshield wiper and see how it all turns out. So this is the final result. Cable plugs into the cigarette lighter, runs up along the back of the top up to where the wire for the wiper motor comes out, then zip tied to the wiper motor wire and run up alongside of the trim molding for the wiper motor wiring, and then just across the seal molding. And it's kind of hard to see, but that white strip is the actual LED. So that's going to wrap it up for right now, and then when it gets dark we'll come back out and open it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the end result of the LED light strip. The strip is fairly bright. I'm actually pretty impressed with just how much light it's actually putting out. It's definitely going to be more than enough light to do some work in the back or get something out of the back, or even for a task light. It's looking really good. So yeah, it's going to wrap it up for today.